This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, around 45,000 people attend this year's Wanaka A&P show, generating over $10 million for the local economy. Competitors in this year's Invercargill Surf to City run have a fine day to race across town. And a group of Riverton firefighters are getting hot under the collar for mental health. Tēnā koutou katoa, namahi o te ahiahi nei, kia ora, I'm Simon Anderson. A nationwide return to COVID alert level 1 has helped inject more than $10 million into the Upper Clutha economy via the local A&P show. Organisers say at least 45,000 people attended the event, with entries up across all sections of the show.
There was much moo about something at Wanaka's A&P show. Organisers say more than 40,000 people attended the two-day show, but the lead-up to the event was far from a walk in the park.
It's very rewarding. A lot of stress leading up to it this year, of course, with COVID. But loving every minute of it.
The number of trade exhibitors at the showgrounds this year was up on previous years, with 520 people exhibiting their wares. New Zealand Police were represented amongst the exhibitors, with their large tractor attracting all comers.
Oh, absolutely not. Anyone who wants to give it a go is welcome.
She says the official police vehicle is an obvious drawcard.
Big, colourful, got big wheels.
And this visitor to the show is pretty impressed with this asset to rural policing.
Awesome machine.
There you go.
I've seen it around, but next time I'll wave them down and see if I can go for a ride.
Horse entries were on par with last year, with 260 horses participating, and organisers say there were 64 dog triallists taking part. And then there was the annual Jack Russell race, which was taken out by Harry for the second year running, as fast as his little legs would carry him. Event organiser Jane Stalker says the feedback over the past 2 days has been fantastic, with the wearable arts events drawing colourful creations and appreciative crowds. In Wanaka, the South Today.
2 years ago, a lone gunman entered 2 Christchurch mosques, shooting people at worship and leaving 51 dead. 2 years on from one of the darkest days in New Zealand history, small gestures from the public outside Dunedin's Al Huda Mosque. Services have been held around the country, with a special Islamic prayer known as a dua being read out at the official commemoration in Christchurch over the weekend. Al Huda was quiet in Dunedin this afternoon, with a few bunches of fresh flowers being attached to the fence below traditional Māori puti puti, or woven flowers. The sun was out for this year's Surf to City Day in Invercargill, with thousands choosing to cycle, run or walk a variety of different courses. The annual event is held to encourage people to adopt a more active lifestyle.
About 3,000 Southlanders took part in this year's Surf to City, ending up in Invercargill's Queen's Park. Sports Southland Chief Executive Brendan McDermott says the family-friendly event is to encourage people to get out more often for their health and well-being.
Now, from a Sports Southland perspective, we're about everyone active every day, and we just want people to be active. It doesn't matter how you're doing that, whether you're walking, running, biking, scooting. People getting out and enjoying nature, enjoying the fresh air and being active is really, really important, however they wish to do so.
Entrants can choose to run, cycle or walk 3 different distances, ranging from 3 to 12 kilometres. Jabel Bacaro from Edendale says she and her family enjoyed cycling the route, although she hadn't been sure if she could finish the 12-kilometre course.
It was good, actually it was good. It was nice seeing lots of people biking together, especially with kids. It's just motivated me to bike more because I'm not really sure if I could finish the 12 kilometres when I see kids. Yes, I can do it.
McDermott says given the current climate around the globe with COVID-19, it's been a privilege for the Southland community to be able to hold the event. and he hopes upon seeing other people also being active will motivate people to achieve greater fitness.
It shows families the importance of being active, doing stuff together, the community connecting, and just enjoying what we've got to offer here in Southland.
The event was sponsored by the local city council. In Invercargill, the South Today.
New Zealand's Ministry of Health does not believe routine blood lead surveillance testing is necessary in the wake of the East Otago drinking water scare. Residents of Wakawaiti and Karatane were told 5 weeks ago the Dunedin City Council had first known about lead contamination in the drinking water last August. More than 1,500 blood tests show the number of residents with higher blood lead levels is not different to what would be expected nationally. Residents have been told it's unlikely the contaminated drinking water has caused long-term health effects. The Ministry of Health says it has no plans to implement further blood lead surveillance. Riverton's volunteer firefighters are putting their bodies on the line for mental health. The team is aiming to run nearly 2 kilometres each hour over a day.
Putting their best feet forward for mental health.
We decided through the brigade that we'd have a bit of an idea. One is a great idea to raise a bit of awareness of mental health and help our local community. But also the other idea is also to help raise a wee bit of awareness of our local volunteer fire brigade and what it does for our community.
As the sound of their siren winds down, Riverton Volunteer Fire Brigade Chief Fire Officer Jeremy Rains and others leave the station on their fundraising journey. Rains says he got the idea from a relative.
I had a crazy cousin of mine put a suggestion to me at lockdown whether we want to do that as a family, and I decided through lockdown that might have been a wee bit crazy. But then after that I put it to our brigade and they loved the idea, and then we have a bit of a chat about where we might do some fundraising and who might be a recipient of that. And the community house, we all decided that because what they do for our community, they're a great organisation to be able to distribute that money where it's needed.
When he pitched it to his fellow firefighters, they were more than happy to get involved. He says everyone needs to talk about issues at some point.
I think everybody needs a wee bit of awareness on mental health. I think everybody has some time in their life where they need a support. Today's all about coming down and having a chat. It doesn't matter what happens in your life, everybody needs someone to talk to about anything it may be.
Definitely.
So that's the idea. It's not about all the money we're raising, it's not about the 42 Ks we're walking, it's about people coming down and having a chat.
Rains says as well as raising funds for and awareness of mental health issues, it's also raising awareness of the Volunteer Fire Brigade and may potentially encourage more volunteers. In Riverton, the South Today.
Great stuff. Still to come on the South Today. Concert organisers are happy for a crowded house in Queenstown, and it's all about family fun in Oamaru. Ka kite a konei.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores have got a deal for you. We're going hard, we're going early, so we've gone hard on the prices, 50% off, a great selection. Shorts, look at all these shorts. T-shirts, they're all half price. Check out all those tees along there. What about all these ones down here? Also at a great saving, 50% off. We're going hard, we're going early. Polo shirts, short sleeve shirts, there's such a variety.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear. Go hard, go early, summer sale. Don't miss this one.
Ah, TV, our favourite babysitter. But it can be tough keeping up with what our tamariki are watching. Luckily, the Broadcasting Standards Authority has made some smart changes to the classification labels. Ooh! Plus changes to the time of day certain rated shows will air, and awesome new parental lock features, meaning your babysitter's job is safe. Find out more at safeviewing.co.nz.
Absolutely good time, you should come.
Hoki mai anō. Southern plane spotters should get ready to look up. Starting from today, the Royal New Zealand Air Force will be running a 2-week-long exercise above southern regions. Crews will be consolidating skills in operating a C-130 Hercules. The aircraft, plus personnel from Auckland, Ohakia and Woodburn, will deploy to Wanaka for the exercise. While based in Wanaka, the plane will also land at the Timaru and Oamaru airfields and fly around the lower South Island. It includes low-level tactical flying, so civilians may notice the aircraft flying lower than usual. The pop band Crowded House couldn't put a foot wrong for the 6,000 fans who turned up in Queenstown for the band's second Otago show in 3 days. A T-shirt and sun hat day, former Split Enz member Neil Finn, along with his sons Liam and Elroy, kicked off the outdoor concert with the song Weather With You. Other songs included the band's hits Don't Dream It's Over, Better Be Home Soon, and a cover of the David Bowie song, Heroes. Families turned up in droves to enjoy the last of the summer sunshine at Oamaru's Friendly Bay. The Family Fun Day event was relaunched 5 years ago by the local Mayor Gary Kircher, who remembers it from his childhood.
Both parents and children brought their togs, buckets and spades for the beach-themed activities at the annual Family Fun Day held at Friendly Bay in Oamaru. Local Mayor Gary Kircher says he's pleased to see thousands turn up for the event, which he relaunched in 2016.
We've pretty much done the beach dig, they're on to sandcastle building, they're on the bouncy castles, getting their faces painted, there's all sorts of things going on.
The family-friendly day includes bouncy castles, kayaking and sandcastle building, all put on for free.
Something for everyone. People can come here to do a whole lot of different activities, things that they might not be able to do otherwise, like on kayaking or going on the Noddy train lots of times or whatever. So they can just do whatever they want of the activities and as many times as they want to, and it doesn't cost them anything.
The beach party is actually a reincarnation of a similar event held at Friendly Bay between the 1950s until it petered out in 1979. And Kircher is pleased to have revitalised what he and others of his age recall fondly from their childhood. He says the event is funded by the local council, but also relies on the goodwill of volunteers.
From the council perspective, we put a bit of money into it. We now have a sponsor that helps with the costs, and we have community organisations who are giving their time, and all the musicians and so on who, they just getting a token payment. They're not charging their normal fees, but we've got a great lineup of entertainment in the background as well.
In Oamaru, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a collection of university graduates finally walk along Dunedin's George Street, and we have your early week's weather for you. He koko ake nei.
Inside are all sorts of innovations from all over China.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores have got a deal for you. We're going hard, we're going early, so we've gone hard on the prices, 50% off, a great selection. Shorts, look at all these shorts. T-shirts, they're all half price. Check out all those tees along there. What about all these ones down here? Also at a great saving, 50% off. We're going hard, we're going early. Polo shirts, short sleeve shirts, there's such a variety.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear. Go hard, go early, summer sale. Don't miss this one.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Mai anō, welcome back. A Dunedin teen is not loving it thanks to the quick thinking of a policeman waiting next to him at a fast food drive-through. The 19-year-old man allegedly fled the scene after crashing into a vehicle at the Great King Street McDonald's drive-through at 3 a.m. on Sunday morning. Only a patrol car was waiting in the queue. The patrolling officer signalled for the man to stop, but instead he fled. He was found a short time later in Pine Hill and the vehicle was impounded. Hundreds of University of Otago graduates have finally been able to parade down Dunedin's George Street. This parade came after COVID-19 issues and security scares prompted cancellations last year. Around 200 people graduated from the university in person at a special acknowledgement ceremony at the Dunedin Town Hall. They had already graduated in absentia, but had been unable to graduate in person earlier due to the cancellations. The ceremony was the last for Vice-Chancellor Professor Harlene Hayne as she leaves this Friday to take up a new job in Western Australia. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Around 45,000 people attended this year's Wanaka A&P show, generating over $10 million for the local economy. Competitors in this year's Invercargill Surf to City Run had a fine day to race across town. And a group of Riverton firefighters have gotten hot under the collar for mental health. And now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, we have Craig Page with us this evening. Kia ora, Craig.
Good evening. Interesting story out of Queenstown with local community starting to rally over concerns about the future of businesses in the resort. We had a story last week, I think, that said a survey showed about 60 businesses within CBD did not think they were going to survive the next 3 months up there. So major problems. So a local business owner has arranged a meeting for Friday, and they've invited Tourism Minister Stuart Nash along to come and talk. But they really want to get a plan up and running and hopefully get the government involved as well. Us and the government really to step in and help save these businesses and communities. Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a double-edged sword. There's lots of people around the country that think other areas also need some attention, but yeah, there are serious concerns in Queenstown, so it'll be interesting to see how the meeting's attended. Lovely story about a couple of sisters out of Mosgiel, the Walker sisters, who both had a bit of success in Wanaka at the weekend in equestrian events at the show. All the more remarkable for the older sister, Ella, who's diagnosed with Hodgkinson's lymphoma late last year, and she spent the last 4 months travelling back and forth from Christchurch having chemotherapy. So, yeah, she was enjoying able to get out there and take part with her horse. Said it's just quite a nice diversion for her. Hoping now that she's going to be able to compete in enough events this year to qualify for Horse of the Year in Hawke's Bay later in the year. So we certainly wish her all the best for that. Travel pages, you look like a bit of a surfer to me, Simon. So we're in Raglan with an extract from a Lonely Planet book about epic surf breaks in the world. Yep. Looks pretty spectacular actually, some lovely photos. I'd probably be more comfortable sitting in the cafe watching the waves, I think. But and on the sporting front, and continuing our nautical theme, drama on the high seas today with the America's Cup. Team New Zealand dominant in race 1 and looked out of it in race 2. Lost their foils, were something like 2,000 metres behind at one stage, and then Luna Rossa lost the win. So as we came to air, Team New Zealand was back in front and looking to make it 5-0, so they could wrap it up tomorrow maybe.
That's great. Thanks, Craig.
That's us, thanks.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view, just one of the many images taken across Dunedin of the morning's stunning sunrise. Looking at the situation, the showers and cool southwesterlies which mark tomorrow should clear on Wednesday, and then begins a truly golden spell. Get this, a whole week's worth of fine settled weather with plenty of sunshine and not much wind. But before then, let's come back to reality, starting off with the northwest of the South Island, where it's showers for both centres on 18 and 16 degrees. Rain too at the top of the North Island, a bit lighter in Blenheim, which reaches 23 degrees, 22 for Nelson. Showers for most of Canterbury too, although Christchurch escapes it with only partial cloud. It gets cooler the further south we go, and this will be a trend. Kaikoura reaches 20, Christchurch 17, and Ashburton 16. To the southern towns, it's cool down here tomorrow. Southwesterlies blow across the region, strongest in the Catlins, and accompany showers and 14 degrees. In central Otago, it's 14 degrees with southwest winds everywhere here too. Things should become fine in Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra later on, while the showers continue in Te Anau. To the northern towns, 15 degrees everywhere but Timaru, which reaches 17. Fresh southwesterlies and showers greet the coast, while winds are a bit stronger inland, showers clearing later on in Twizel and Amarama. In Dunedin, showers lift tonight, though there's southwesterlies prevail, an overnight low of 9 degrees. A real pick and mix tomorrow as things shift amongst cloudy, showery and sunny. Southwest winds blowing at times too. A high of 14 and a low of 8. And that halcyon weather is on the horizon, if not yet present on Wednesday. Periods of sun and cloud as the cool southwesterlies subside. A high of 15 and a low of 3. And in Invercargill, showers and southwesterlies tonight and an overnight low of 8. Mostly cloudy with showers and strong cold southwesterlies tomorrow, all easing later in the day. A high of 14 and a low of 7. And cloud breaks Wednesday with sunny periods increasing and the cold southwesterly winds easing further. A high of 15 and a low of 2. And that's the news this Monday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Nō reira, kia pai te pō, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.